Your peers' pillows are filled with tears. Don't be scared to fight those tears without fear. If you want to be a top tier, kick those blankets so you can see the brightness. Welcome to the Domain xER podcast, where we talk to the real numbers, the real changers. We are the X, an element of all real numbers, and we are all about finding the X in you.
Your peers' pillows are filled with tears. Don't be scared to wipe those tears without fear. If you want to be a top tier, kick those blankets so you can see the brightness. God damn! Enjoy, people. Welcome to the xER podcast. I am Liteta Julie, and this is the xER podcast, episode 12. As always, guys, all the time. I'm not alone. I'm with a whole graduate.
Oh, wow.
UCT graduate in Bachelor of Arts in Theatre and Performance. She graduated in the year of 2022. And ladies and gentlemen, meet my wife.
Yes, this is actually my husband. I pushed it. I said, guys, look at me. Hi guys, I am his wife. I'm Nana Bulabula, but Mrs. Kani. I am a director, actress, screenwriter, choreographer, producer. I am a lecturer at AFDA. I teach acting and I teach becoming. Yeah, it's very much.
Those are a whole lot of things. Nana Bulabula. Is it Bulabula or Bulabula? Bulabula.
So the H.
Why did there was a time I think we're still doing Batata Housewives. I think I saw my own things.
What?
Especially Selling Yako. I thought it was.
You thought it was?
Am I gonna embarrass myself and say it?
Probably. Say it with your chest. Okay, say
I
it.
thought it was Nana Mulala or something.
Everyone says that. I'm like,
thanks.
guys, there's a double of Bulabula. Like it's Bula. It just doesn't have the H as the Xhosa tradition.
But when you pronounce it, you say Bulabula.
Bulabula. You pronounce it as if there was an H, but you write it as if there was no H. So.
You know the kind of energy that you're giving me there.
What?
I feel like it's the same energy that you had when you was a kid. Yeah. Because like I think the past few weeks you posted a picture of you as a kid.
Yeah.
I was seeing with that and I'm like, I would definitely do that. I'm like, yo, I'm so glad. I'm like, yo, like the energy, the confidence, like you were really ready for that peak.
Oh no, and I like things. I started dancing at the age of 1 apparently. Started singing at the age of 3, 4. And started puppeting and talking and all that stuff at the age of 5. So.
And you've carried that energy all the way.
I even qualified in that energy. Flex qualified. Yeah.
So like, it seems like it has always been like that for you. That energy and everything. When was the time when you literally started with acting?
It's
Do you remember
funny.
your first time going to drama class or?
Oh, actually, that was like my grandfather actually spoke about that. Like, before he passed away, it was my grade 1 poetry afternoon where the parents come and watch, and my grandfather came to watch me.
Was this still in high school or primary?
This is primary grade 1.
Wow.
Like, so he came to watch me, and he said to my mom, "You see that one?
No, you can't put away this. They must know. Yeah. Somewhere here, around here, Bachelor of Arts in theatre and performance. They must know.
But basically, I did a poem, and out of all the kids, I did storytelling in that poem. Instead of like saying, the grandma's leather hand, I said, grandma's leather hand. She did this and she did that.
Yeah.
And the whole crowd went crazy. And then the teacher said, this one
I can
belongs on
imagine you
TV.
at that age. And now I'm like referencing with the picture that I saw. I'm like,
I try to be as introverted as possible. Delete, guys. I promise you.
Yeah.
But yes, it has been part of me. Like since I was young till like now, it's my safety net. It's the one thing I know I'm good at. I know I'm gifted at. It's one thing I'm not understandabuzi. I don't doubt it.
You go straight.
I go straight. I know what I came to do, and when people call me, I know why they call me because I know I'm the best in the game. I can make someone who thought they couldn't act go on and become the greatest thing I've ever seen.
My guy. I mean, if I was normal, who else is going to compliment you? No.
Actually, a quote that I live by: the first thing you do when you wake up, before you greet the world, greet yourself and tell yourself you love yourself. Because that might be the last thing you hear or do. No one can tell you what you need to accept you.
Just like that. Just lay down.
Don't kill me. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So you did the poem, and then it got to a point where when did you realize that this is it? This is the path that I'm gonna go with, and nobody's gonna tell me anything. And were there any other people whispering other things? Go, no, become this, be that.
I think my family knew. I mean, I was dancing from a young age. I was singing at a young age. My dad influenced my music taste. There's actually pictures of my dad sitting in front of like the cassette and the computer and all of that. And he would play music, and that would be our way of bonding. And even when he left and coming back into my life, the only thing that kept us together was music, specifically Kwesta. And that, like, we didn't, like, because he left when I was at the age of 9 and he came back when I was 15. So it was this awkward space where that year where you start like learning how
we're gonna bond together again,
and how to gain respect, and it's between those ages, so he kind of missed it. So I was like, so what happened? So he picked me up from school, and we just let music do the job, and the gaps in between, and Kwesta, the black and and
I actually saw that. He did send his condolences because in the year of 2023, right? Life took a turn.
Yeah, I remember I was busy with my first short film that I was directing, playing as the acting director.
Wow. How do you do that though, Joe?
What do you mean?
I mean, you direct and then you gotta be in it again.
Like in the sense of like acting director is like on set you have a director, but most of the times when you have a director is very much focused on the story, the storyboard, as well as the crew, and getting everything 5 minutes till for the actors to rehearse and get to that point. And it's all about the technicalities and not really about the emotions. The role of the acting director is to come and remind the actors how to get to those emotions. So I sit there and in that 5 minutes I'm like, remember this, try and go there, go to that memory. Or you remember your girlfriend, use that girlfriend thing that you did. Because I've spent time with them and I've done, and I know how their roots are to get to. If they need to cry, I need to push them in that 5 minutes to get to those tears, so that when they say action and the director wants it in a particular way, they get there. So that's my actual dream, actually, to be an acting director. I'm very good at what I do, and I think it's something that's God-given. But yeah,
Kwesta.
Yeah, Kwesta was a God-given gift. I did the urges. I was busy doing urges, and unfortunately, my dad fell ill, and then he asked to come, like for me to come and see him, and I dropped everything and I went, and then I told him I'm gonna come back, and then when I went back to complete the movie, like about a few days later, he passed away. So he didn't wait for me, unfortunately, but when we buried him to Gudu by Kwesta. We did a tribute just before they took him off with the box. and playing Godu because
Oh,
that's my
shy.
dad. my dad. My dad was literally.
Kalama boy.
Yo, every note this was me. Kalama boot.
Yo.
Señora, pero come on. But so.
I mean, like sometimes when something happens at the moment you cry about it, but as years go by, I mean that's where comedy comes from. It comes from serious
things. You actually hear about Trevor Noah's like journey as
it's like serious things.
And you're like, Trevor, it's not funny. Like Trevor, he's like, no. So my dad did that. And my mom did,
and then they shot my mom in the and then
Trevor. Blink twice. But so straight after that, they buried him, and then a few weeks later, I was distraught. But actually the day of the funeral, day after the funeral, I had to turn back and go back to Cape Town, finish a shooting. I couldn't grieve, I couldn't do anything because work is work, and the show must go on. Unfortunately, in this like industry that we live in, the show has to go on. And a few weeks passed, and apparently Kwesta saw the video of my dad like being buried to Gudu. And his wife showed him the video, and he was like, no, I'm not going to send a message, I want to go there myself. That day was crazy.
I was watching the whole video.
I was coming from a shoot with Michaela. I was coming with a shoot with Michaela, one of my favorite photographers, and I do plus size modeling on the side. And straight after, I said to Michaela, something's weird about today. Because we were going to have a lunch meet up with my family to support my aunt. I thought, well, my daughter's feeling bad, guys, we need to go and have lunch. Everyone's like, yeah, let's go have lunch. Next thing, my brother's bringing his girlfriend. Next thing, all my besties want to pull through. Next thing, my sisters. Everyone is like pulling through to this lunch.
And when you are in the loop,
I'm like, okay, we're having lunch. I don't know why.
It's not a whole family dinner, friends. What's
going on?
Yeah.
And then I wanted to take pictures inside because the aesthetic is so nice. I actually have pictures of what I took. I was like, screw you guys, I'm gonna take pictures. They were like, Nana, come outside. I was like, no, I want to stand outside inside and I want to take pictures. Yeah, I'm always a nice one. So I was like, flip, I want to stand for myself. And I remember my family friend was like, Nana, get out now. And I said, fine. And I walked out. And then I sat down and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so, did we finish?
Yeah.
And then as soon as then my best friend takes her phone out. And then she's like, don't cry. That's when the video starts.
Yeah.
Don't cry. I'm like, what's going on? You're scaring me. Don't turn around. Actually turn around. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I turn around and I see Kwesta. Oh, flip. I cry. But it was a sign of God for me. That was a message from my dad, but through God. It was that, in the darkest spaces, that's when the light shines bright. That's when the light will shine bright. You gotta trust the darkness because it will show you the light. You gotta trust the darkness.
Instead of fighting for
run away.
Darkness.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you sit in the darkness and you actually take the time to actually embrace it.
I mean, even when you pray, you close your eyes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you close your eyes. Embrace the darkness.
Embrace the darkness and surrender. And in that process, I was dying inside, but it was like, I kid you not, week after week. Because straight after that, I found out I got to interview Kani for my thesis. And I'm like, what's going on, God? What's going on? And it was just blessing after blessing after blessing.
Yeah.
And even though I was in the darkness, I could touch the stars.
Yeah. The greatest actor here in South Africa.
Oh, yeah.
You got a chance to sit next to him. And then talk. Obviously, you're gonna have to unpack that for us. Before we get to you and what you've done and all that, please, that's the legend. That's a legend. Yeah, and we follow in his few footsteps as well. So
He is
please.
amazing. He is powerful. Just in a space with him, you feel he was chosen for this job. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't something he chose. It wasn't. It was God given.
And I think it runs in the family because I once met Upu that time. Kani. His energy. Yo.
It's very real.
Yeah.
It's
He's,
very high.
Yo,
And you're like, you
just great.
No, like when we began, I remember I said, "Hi, Tata, thank you so much for doing this." And I'm like, Tata. So my research is based on believability and South African believability on screen, screen performances, and basically the questions I'm going to ask about are about acting and if there's any chance we can improve our believability. And he said, "Okay, Sanama, let's start.
Yeah.
Art is life.
Yeah.
And consequently, life is art." I said, let's go home.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm smiling on the Scott game. What? That's enough. That's a whole pack of that.
Yo, so like, how did it happen that you ended up meeting him? Like,
After.
did you? Oh.
After. If it wasn't for David Max Brown, shout out to David Max Brown, my post-grad lecturer, my everything. He is everything that I am now today in my film industry. I owe it to David. I owe it to David Max Brown. He is the reason why I don't stop. Like I said, you know what would really help, David? You see, the angle I'm trying to go is I wish there was like a Connie Ferguson or John Kani
And
or
then he's the
whatever.
one to just.
He was like, why not?
Yeah.
He was like, why not? Why are you limiting yourself? Everything I do, David's like, it can be done. It can be done. We will hustle, we will fight, but it can be done. Do not put that in your mind that you can't do it. Do not put a block in front of you because you are the person who puts the block. Not life putting it, you put that block in front of you. It is a choice. Everything you do in the film industry, in the acting industry, everything is a choice. You can choose, and that's what Dr. John Kani taught me was art is also a choice. You can choose to look at the things that you do as art, or you can choose to do it just for the money. You're the one who decides the texture of your work. But people know about you. So yeah, pretty much I met him, and then it was really nice. It was empowering. It was wow. A time I'll never forget. Just a whole hour with him. I felt honored.
Yeah.
I flew out from Cape Town to Joburg.
Just to meet him.
Just to meet him. And it was just, I was grateful. I asked him, one of the powerful, I wrote it in my thesis. If it's out there, guys, then check it out. But I said, there's one thing I asked him. I said, Tata, I feel so distraught. He said, because there were so many discussions of things that are blocking us as South African film industry. And it feels like everyone is addicted to instant noodle acting, where, oh no, we're just doing it for the check. And no one really gives the rehearsal time, things to get to know. I meet the love of my life that's supposed to be the love of my life on the day. Me and Drew got to like thread out our relationship as husband and wife. In film, there is no threading unless you make friends with that person in the split second and figure it out. But if me and you are supposed to look like we've been married for 20 years, we haven't even figured out what's our touch, what's our body contact, how do we kiss, how do we hold. I'm supposed to kiss a person that I've literally just met 5 minutes ago. How? So he was like, this industry doesn't have the budget for this. Also, you have to, if they have it, it's great, but sometimes you might not find the budget that has space or capacity for rehearsals. Like the budget might not incorporate rehearsals. And even with that said, you have to lean on your talent as actors.
So you must be able to, same time.
But also, we also are beaten up at another corner because we have the we like to credit unqualified acting. We've already given awards for that. Not to say that there are people who can't get awards even though they never went to study for it. They can. I mean, it's great. But it's always like, what are we saying about the quality of our acting? You would never go and allow a doctor to go, and he used this quote, he said, you'd never allow a doctor who's never done surgery in his life to go and work on your heart because it's your lifeline, right? Why do we not hold acting at the same regard that we allow just anyone to step on the stage without the experience, the qualifications, the understanding, the methodology? He said art is a science. Every artist, from a painter to a singer to an actress to a filmmaker, there is a methodology. There is a way in which it is done. I can't decide now, oh, I want to be a screenwriter. There's methods. There's Robert McKee who brings in his own MTPs, things. Before you write a story, there's a whole structure. That's what I learned from Utata Jongani, that art is a science as well. But we like to credit Abantu that don't have it. And now what are we saying about our believability? But anyway, he says this quote, he says, I said, Tata, now it feels like we're in like a block where there's no hope for acting. Does that mean we'll never have improved believability? And he was like, no. And I said, Tata, then what's going to happen? Because, okay, from your angle, Tata, I said, you've been in Black Panther, you've been in this and this and that. You've seen all the greatest things internationally and globally. What do you think we can take and learn from them? Do you know what his response was? He said, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Just like that.
We have everything we need. We have the best stories, the best people to tell those stories. But do we have the funds? Funds constrain the improvement of South African acting on screen.
And that's true. Yeah, that's true.
That's literally that. And I said, that's very true, because also a lot of it, not entirely, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that even if there is big funds like in the film, but what are we doing with those funds? Are we using them to create spaces where people can rehearse? Or are those funds being used for other things? What are those funds? You can have funds.
Yeah, but
how are you using it? It's like you can have R1 million, but how are you using it? Are you buying land, or are you buying the sneakers you've been wanting for a long time that cost almost $500,000? Gone, done. For what? What are you doing with that money? So it's a question to the industry, but that's what I learned. I learned about the quality of acting I want to do. I learned that I have to make a name for myself before I can actually be the one to say, actually, I would like Black Panther to be in Mr. Class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I learned, and I learned a lot from Utata Jongani, and I hold him in such a high regard. Just the opportunity to sit next to him, to talk to him, to take notes. The vibration in the room of like regalness, like it's a gift. It's literally echoing in his body as he speaks. But yeah, man.
Yeah. So you've done like so many plays. I think it's like 7+ and counting. Love, Romeo and Juliet.
How did you know?
Listen. I've heard that Romeo and Juliet is about two people that love each other and all that. Romeo and Juliet.
It was in UCT. It was I did it with Siva Koba. It was really nice.
Why you laughing?
Please. It was a very good one. It was a very good scene, and wow. I think okay. So Romeo and Juliet was the first play I actually had to learn intimacy training. And we did Love Again with the same partner on, because at the time Claire Stockford liked our chemistry on set. But we did intimacy training for the first time, of which I took notes, and now when I teach people intimacy, I still teach that.
Oh, you wow.
What?
No. Yeah. You can carry on.
Yeah, but I just it was the first time I learned how to approach and how to to let someone in and pretend
the
having
red buttons and green buttons,
the green buttons, learning where is safe. We didn't even have buttons. It was a matter of you let the space guide you.
Okay.
So she would make you stand opposite, and you stand opposite, and you'd approach each other. And when you're ready, allow the other one to touch, and if you're okay, you can lay your hand into their palm. So they'll give you a moment, and you'll allow, and you'll move, and then if you're uncomfortable, you shift, and you shift, and you'd be like, okay, and then if he touches here and you're uncomfortable here, you'll take his arm gently and move it to a place that you want.
Oh, okay.
Understanding each other's body. The same with him, like if I touch him in a place, where are you okay with? So that was the first time.
So that's why you had no problem with me on Patet Housewives.
Yeah.
So she was playing my wife in Susie on Patet Housewives, and I remember this other time we were racing, and then when I read the script, I could already imagine how this scene is supposed to be like.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, hey.
Yeah. Trigger warning. It was like
yeah. So now I'm like, the script is telling me, brah, hold this woman like this, do this to her, do that, and the lines are already explaining.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm looking at you, I'm like, hey, is she going to be fine with this? And then we started racing, and then she was the one to tell me, brah, hold this here, do this. And I was
my chest
playing
must literally fill. I want you to tap, like
I was really playing safe. I even told you that's somebody because I feel I'm taking advantage of where, but yeah, this is like, brah.
Because I truly and honestly believe that we're constantly in like service of the characters. Like we're constantly working for the character. So at that moment, I'm not Siziwe. I mean, I'm not Nana. I'm Siziwe.
Yeah.
At that moment, for Siziwe's story to be told, you have to show the degree, show the audience in this moment what she endures night after night. So if you're saying, oh, Siziwe, leave him because he does this. Now you want him to leave because he does this. Really? Come on. But if people see that, you know, the cries I was doing it because I need them to hear, but like that's, as actors, as performers, as singers, we're literally storytellers at every second.
So do you believe in method acting?
Oh, babes, I do that every time.
Yeah.
I do that.
But
I've actually taken it to the extreme, actually.
I was about to ask about those kind of parts, the extreme parts.
Are you sure?
Because they are like actors that get deep into it, like very deep into it to a point where it's really easy to go in and then
but it's so hard
to come out. Yeah, but so now you find great well-known actors who get into method acting. For instance, there's one of the guys that once played Joker. I don't think it's the recent one.
Heath Ledger. He did so well, but he passed away after. But
so how do you manage to get out and get in and just balance everything?
I think because most of the roles that I play are very hectic roles. So it is a very you need to be very emotionally aware. But you need to create. The thing about acting, I'll put it like this. My tutor, Mlondi Dubezana, shout out to you, the greatest man who ever taught me acting, and he wasn't even an acting coach, he just substituted that day, but he taught me, he's the one who made me want to further my studies.
Wow.
Because he said, we walked into a class one day, and he made us look at a point, and you have to say hi to your demons, and that's the only time you can take a step forward. Every time you say hi, you only have to say hey, hello, hi. But every time you take a step, it has to be saying that honestly. You can't perform or high work. You have to say hi to your demons. It was the hardest. And if someone, let's say you guys are all taking a step and everyone's in this moment, oh my gosh, hi. And one person performs it, everyone has to start again. And we did it for like a whole afternoon.
Sure.
Right? But he said the reason why I did this is because before you can act, before you can break down a character, you have to break down yourself. You have to understand yourself as an actor or as an actress before you can understand another character. Because for as long as you can't understand this, you can't understand the tools of this, and you won't be able to do a job to apply the character into the vessel that you are. For as long as I know what are my triggers, what makes me cry, what makes me laugh, what makes me fall in love, what makes me be a baby, what makes me smile, who makes me smile. When I speak to that person who makes me giggle, look, you see, it's that memory. I'm giggling and I'm a baby again because that person does that to me. I need to understand. And as actors, I urge all actors, if you do not understand yourself, you cannot go forth and act.
And that doesn't only apply in acting.
In life.
The way you just said it does not only apply in acting. It applies in everything. Yeah.
If you do not, because you won't be able to come back to yourself if you don't know yourself. You need to know that the house that holds you, unana, uliteta, you need to know how it looks, how it feels. You need to know who you are before you can step into another role. Because it's a dangerous world. Some people tap into, for example, Xhosa acting. When I was in Inkonzane Nolwimi, some characters would tap in. I don't know if it was the characters or it would be someone in the audience would be triggered and go into a trance, and you'd have to come and
like Shaka 11 vibes.
my guy.
Wait, who was directing me?
Mandla Botchan.
I just knew it.
And he taught us that we should not, especially as a cheese, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
But you literally have to go in and because it affects your identity, but you need to know how to return to yourself.
Even the audience as well.
You have to.
It's understandable. On set it's understandable.
The audience.
During the play, someone on that guy
you just hear and you know. And you'd give a moment, even if you're in the zone, give a moment for that character for that audience member to digest everything. And I remember I was playing one of the three witches, and I was like, Tulika mhlaba, Tulika tetuvakale kabalela, Tulika. So, moral of the story is, I was tapping into a realm that I wasn't used to as a chief, but it's a different character, but I knew who I was. So when I go in, I say and I urge all actors, create your home zone. When you go on set, it's nice to talk to friends, but also know how to step out, create your tap-in zone where you leave Nana behind and you surrender yourself to the character. Then when you come off set, do something as a ritual, like put in earphones. Maybe it's a song that transitions you back to who you are. That's what I would do.
Oh, so you have a bridge between going in and coming out.
Yeah, sure. So that you know, it would be listening to music or dancing. I don't know if it's that video that I posted with Abdul. Abdul Latif. I was dancing. I like to dance so that it brings me back to who I am. And I'm like, okay, cool. Now I'm gonna go get beat. Okay, let's go. You know what I mean? But I say method actors. I do method acting. I've done like serious method acting, but I know when to tap in and tap out. Last time I almost didn't tap out, but
you managed to tap out.
Yeah, I mean, like having to go through that abusive relationship during the time of rehearsal. Was actually a method of acting.
Bro, on that day, I could feel that you took that emotion and then you applied it straight into the character, and it was the perfect emotion. You didn't have to twist and turn it, just take it as it is, apply it straight to this skills you were carrying.
That's literally, I think all actors should understand that everything you experience, my darling, don't be afraid of emotions. I tell my students all the time, human emotion is the best thing you can digest as an actor because that is your actual tool. Other people use computers, other people use instruments, other people have outside energies that are being used to tell the story. You use the inside. You use your body, mind, and soul. You have to think like a person. You have to be that person. You have to act like that person. You have to love like that person. You have to laugh like that person. You have to throw like that person. You can't throw as you, because the moment we see you, you're not the character. You're not doing the job.
So, Nkunzana Noblemitwa was directed by Tato Mandla, and then Ujongo Mpumalanga naye as well.
Yeah, I don't remember who directed it.
His plays are always leaning on Africanism side, and I think you once mentioned in Gwenjando Bangaba, you working with Tato Mandla has shown another side, or has made you discover another side of you, because even now, even on your content, you add a bit of African
100%.
taste. Oh my god.
100%. Like, my family's so like, sorry, I'm gonna toss English right now. It's so dequad.
Yeah.
It's so dequad.
Yeah.
But what did you remember? Because every time I have a party, every time I just want to add some sort of Africanism.
Yeah.
But the idea of that is because Utadu Mandla Mbotwe, praise be to him, may God bless him, he broke me out of the limits of what I thought I was a cheese girl. So I didn't think I was worthy of telling African stories because I couldn't speak Xhosa the way other people were speaking Xhosa. But I had a hunger. Yeah. And he saw it. He saw that I would go the extra mile and be this is what I want to say. But and he'd be like, okay. Then there came a day, I think specifically my moment with the Tatu Mandla Mbotwe was the day that he made me ululate. And he made us ululate in class, and we're sitting there. And mind you, I don't ululate for shots. At the time I didn't. Now! Pull me out! Put me in, coach!
Pull up!
Put me in! And I remember there going, and he was like, made us all stand, especially as the girls, and he goes, ululate. So one by one, each person shows their ululation. I actually want to write a play on that. So each one had a different one.
So, sorry to cut you. So it's his thing to, I don't know, always take people to their roots.
Yeah.
Because recently was my friend went for the auditions. Me and my friend went for auditions at GCT. And then he was being auditioned by Tatu Mandla. And then he told me that he asked him to praise himself through his clan names. So now that you're saying that, it's like his thing.
You had to. I praised UCT for this part of my life was really about me discovering me, because Tatu Mfondo actually also was somebody in my first year. We had to learn everyone's clan names, like everyone, including the Sotho and Bedi people.
Okay.
Like we had to study them, and you'd have to know about Kamalako goes ban, and you'd be like, what? But until we got to fourth year, when we understood, oh snap, it's part of the culture. It's part of bringing back those roots, because back then there was no such thing as surnames. It was clan names. 25-8. It wasn't Nana Bulabula, it was Nana Wakwakhatebe.
That is why you find some people Nana Khatebe.
Yeah.
There wasn't a surname.
Yeah.
So we find the surname as well. Yeah.
Unana kanandi Bulabula, Umakhatebe ungelengele undlebe enhle zombi. Umashwabade washwabadela inkomo nembondo zakhe uzikode ubhongane. Amashiya amade ajengenyamazana. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you had to learn everything, and on top of that, with your history in UCT, you had to also learn like your grandparents' clan names.
Yeah.
So I thank UCT for that, because so with the ululation, what happened is that we all did it, and it was like one by one. So you'd hear like the strong ululation, then there was like, and I started actually it's faster now, but I was way slower. I actually was and he was like, don't make me angry. Don't make me. Are you mocking me? Are you mocking me? You will do it with your whole heart and your whole mind. Do it. And I was like, and I did it.
What are we gonna do in jail?
No, I can't. I know I'm shy. Shit. But and now I do it with so much volume.
Yeah.
You hear that? So much volume. And then also learning that babies go. I'm learning
And those are?
those are ululations from different cultures.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
It's your first time hearing of that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Like people from the different homes would come, and I learned that during the time, and also during meeting people. Recently, when I went, now when I go to Umgidi or some sort of celebration, I will listen to each home's ululation.
Yeah.
And the way they do it and why they would do it. You'd find out it would be mixed with, like, you hear and then you hear and you hear tikokoko, and then you'd be like, okay, wait, that tikokoko is because you're actually mixed with town. You're mixed with the city.
Okay.
It's not pure.
Yeah.
Each ululation has a history, actually.
Wow.
It has influence, it has social economic inputs, it has, you'll hear even the way the person ululates, how long they ululate, how strong is their ululation. I go halfway because I can't, my breath can't hold. My mom gets shocked because I ululate better than her. I mean, but it's important. That's what you taught me about, like, my roots and my culture, and that I can do anything I put my mind to. Now I'm writing, as we speak, a 90-minute feature film in Kwesta, and it's Kwesta. What? Yeah. Okay. Cheese girls can do it too. Pretty much.
So you did all these beautiful plays, Love, Romeo and Juliet, Nkunzane Lulwimi, Mpumalanga, and then you recently went on a premiering of a film that you were in, the Boxster Lifty.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Boxing love, geboxte liefde.
Boxing Love.
Yeah, like it was an Afrikaans film. It was very most empowering.
You're playing the character of Ntabiseng?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's coming out to your screens next year in February on Showmax.
Guys, you see the people that I'm with. Hey, next time I'm gonna pull up with you.
Yeah, no, it was a beautiful character. Shout out to my director, Annalise. She's an amazing human being. She was so, being the only person who is black on the cast was very scary for me.
I saw that like, hey, Nana.
A lot of people were like, hey, look at this cast, and I was like, But shout out to Annalise. I think having a director that actually understands the fears that you might have as a black person and not feel offended, and actually be like, no, if you need anyone to talk to, I'm here. Like, if there's anything, just talk to me. It's a safe space. First day of shoot, she bought like a box of chocolates, put them on my table.
Yeah.
On the table. I was like, I actually still have her note actually in my room. I keep it in my handbag. But she's like, good luck for your first day, blah blah blah, all this stuff. But it was really nice. It's a story about a young woman. I play the neighbor that is next door, who takes care of her daughter, the main character's daughter. And I'm just there as the bestie, you know. But this girl is going through a heartbreak. Her baby daddy is marrying some model, and she's just having a, excuse my French, shitty life. But with that being said, her friends encourage her, dude, get your life. Get your life. And she decided, okay, I want to go and do a hobby. Oh, let me do boxing. And she meets the trainer who she falls in love with. And he has his own baby daddy, baby mama drama. And they fall in love, and then their baby daddies and baby mamas try to pull them apart.
It's all baby mamas, baby tatas, baby.
Baby young But moral of the story, it's an empowerment of, like, for you to really, truly receive love, you gotta find love within yourself. The frequency of love that you search for so much you find it in yourself first.
First.
You're the one who decides, actually, the frequency must be at 94.7.
Hence you said earlier on, first know yourself.
Yes. Then go.
Yeah.
The type of love you seek, the type of friends you seek, the type of people in your life that you seek.
Just your circle.
It says a lot about you and your frequency, the tuning of frequency. I mean, shout out to one of my best friends, my bestie, Bobby. She grounds me in terms of my career. Then I've got Bulabula, who grounds me in terms of my emotions and my life and my faith.
411.
You know what I mean? And I've got Snayo, who is my prayer sister. But they're very high frequency women. Like, they're very Poppy. She don't play like that. She's like, so we're going for our masters. Sure. Yeah, we're doing our PhD. Sure. Show me what we do for fun. Like, we actually go to car dealerships and just go either test drive or sit in a car.
Wow.
Just okay, show me. I'm gonna buy that one. Hey, it's 3 p.m. That's fine. Let's go. We don't have it yet, but we've told ourselves that's cheap for us. Where we're going, it's cheap for us. Oh no, your company, we need to merge our companies for the project for this, and okay, you know what I mean? Opening companies, that's how what we talk with Poppy.
Let's manifest this whole thing. Like, whatever you want to do, put your mind to it. With Bulabula, I'm surrounded with a woman who's just constantly telling me about my emotions, about who I am, my confidence, the frequency. You can do anything. She's the one who's like, you can do anything. Was she the one during the thingy that was saying, I know you're gonna keep Giants? Was she the one that was saying that?
No, that's Sisha.
Oh, okay.
That's Sisha, but Sisha also, she's oh my word, she'll constantly be telling me, baby girl. She brings out like the strategy, because also another thing, guys, I'm a creative director and a manager for influencers and stuff. I work for Mantra. Shout out to Mantra. Just working for and with Sihle has opened my mind to my potential. Like, Sihle makes me put the pen down. Bobby makes me think it. Sihle makes me put the pen down and do it. Bulabula makes me feel it. And then Scenario makes me pray it. And
it's just different streams. And then just to make this one thing. Wow.
Everything I touch, but most importantly, my mom is the one who's my prayer warrior. My mom is my everything. My mom, I wouldn't be who I am, where I stay, what I do without my mom. My mom.
I saw in one of the videos. Was she the one holding a gun?
Oh yeah. My family has a inherited gun, because my grandfather was a policeman, and my mom got the inheritance of the gun. And then I hopefully will, when I get my gun license, will also inherit it. But I'm also scared of it. I've seen a gun that I would like, but yeah,
a gun that you would like.
Yeah, I go sometimes at Century City and go like P7, P9. I'm like, okay, cool. Like it's cool. Like, my grandfather just wanted my mom to be protected because she was going to Johannesburg at the time. You know what I mean? And it was a rough time, and there was a lot of things happening in the areas at the time. So same thing with me. My mom just wants me to be. My mom is very much a mangobo. My mom.
And hey, I saw that beautiful Kwesta dress.
Don't worry. I am currently in a predicament where my mom go Kwam. Every time, all my guy friends, literally, shout out to Sive, shout out to Ani, and all my other guy friends, they all think my mom is the most finest thing. A lot of my other guy friends, like everyone in Africa, like they go, dude, Miss Loretta. They call her Miss Loretta. It's Kevin Hart. Miss Loretta. I like it right on my list of my toy.
I know that part of the movie.
Pretty much. So I get that a lot, and I get so annoyed. I'm like, oh, please, I cannot be dating someone or vibing with someone or in a situation, but every time they go, babe, if it wasn't for the fact that I love you, It was stepdad.
Yeah.
Stepdad. Yeah. My mom is pretty brown eyes. Yeah. But yeah, pretty much that's me.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Nana, I must say I really enjoyed. Oh, it was like fun, man.
I'm glad.
It was really, really fun.
I was
So,
trying very much to be a lady during this.
mm.
You know how I am. You know how I am. Sorry, guys.
So, how is it like actually playing Sizwe for you?
Sizwe was a very demanding character. It was when I say demanding, I mean way above me. Like it wasn't. I knew it wasn't for me.
She needed a lot of you.
Yeah, and she demanded a lot, and it was like there was no other way. You had to keep getting at that level, if not better, because it wasn't for me. It was for all the women who would be watching, who were sitting in the crowd, going through some sort of breakup. And shout outs to Zubair for writing that beautiful piece of work, because in that, for example, I got to leave an abusive relationship, you know, a mentally and emotionally abusive relationship. And because I kept on facing her, she demands you to look at her. And she represents a whole, like, how would I say, a martyr, a whole myriad of African or even just people of color, because a lot of times, you know, we're taken as tough cookies, and you see these black women and also colored women and Indian women, but the big verbose women, we think because they make jokes and they're the funny ones, they're always bubbly, they always you don't know that the people who are the funniest are actually ones that have the deepest going on inside. And looking at her and knowing her intestines and knowing her emotional intestines, I'm like, Susie, wait, can we tone it down today? And every time when we go on, we gotta go. But it was very fun. It was very fun. It was also nice to play a stereotype and turn it outside. Like you see the Shebeen Queen, and you actually tear her apart.
So that you can see what's
going on inside.
Because her Shebeen Queen status, she's only doing for the people.
For the people, like, you know, come as a time up. Like, you know, that whole, but it's a whole thing of looking at young or even old, just women of color who you think are loud, or you think, oh, they could tone down, or you think, oh, too bubbly, or oh, she'd never have a bad day. Those people, when they do have bad days, it's the deepest, because remember, the higher you go, the higher the fall. That's the thing. The more you bubbly, the more being sad is such a so it was a life lesson. I think Kosizi was one of the characters I will be forever grateful for, because she got me out of a place that I never thought I would leave. But I had to look at her for me to realize who I was and how I had to leave. So me knowing that I was the first to step out of mine, and I hope everyone who watched that show was able to leave those relationships that didn't serve them anymore. So
Sure. So how did Zubair discover you?
I think
because for Kani was through a friend.
Yeah, I think Bokang or somebody. Yeah, somebody said, I think it was Bokang or But and then when I arrived, he was like, okay, this is the character, and
there were quite a few seasons, eh?
Yeah, there were. They were.
Even with all
How was it for you when you finally like did it with me? Like, how did it feel first time doing it with me?
I think Mr. Zubair, he asked me after all the seasons were finished and all that, and then he was asking me about what do you think of this kind of season, what do you think about this kind of season, and they were like very, very like different obvious personas and the way of playing season. But with you, the same way that you played it during the performance, it was giving that vibe of this is the way it's really trying to say, okay, problems. Let me hide you so that nobody sees. Guys, let's all smile. I don't have any problems. So it was really nice. I really loved and liked performing with you.
I hope we do again. I hope we do,
No.
like, literally.
That's so when he says he's really praying for another one. He's always like posting and all that.
Oh, guys, I really wish
just
I could
one
go
more.
back. You guys should, if we go back, you guys should watch it. Another one. We want another one.
Just one more, Mr. Zubair.
I think I do want to write the script about mutilation now. Because that's actually my project that I wanted. It's called Queenie.
Okay.
And I'm working on it. But yeah, mutilation, there's something about it.
You just have something for it.
Yeah, there's a power behind it. It's a.
You want to know its essence.
And I think, let me give a shout out to Tatumandla Mbotwe for that, because in Ngunzane Nolwimi, when something happened, when an ancestor was speaking or someone died or whatever, everyone would stop and mutilate at the person thingy as a language. So, like as an urgency, wake up. You speak, but you can't speak. You have to mutilate. And the person's trying to hear where the hell is this coming from. I was
Mbote's plays
spiritual. They never are the same. They're spiritual.
Yeah. Because I watched it at the trees of the cinema.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
So what do you soon Nana in 5 years?
Where do I see you, Nana? Ooh.
Why?
No.
No,
the reason why is because I know the first part, but I don't want to say that one out loud.
What?
No.
No. You can say it. You can say it.
No. I hope, future Nana, that in 5 years' time, 1, you are happy and you are content. 2, I see myself with my PhD. I see myself with my. I just registered my film company, by the way. Yeah, film production company. So. I see myself in 5 years at least having investors, and I see my first feature film being shot.
Okay.
At least shot. Then we'll edit it. But I see that. And I see my first EP having already like done its rounds, platinum and all that.
You know that it has actually happened. You just have to take your body and put it there. That's all. Are you aware of that?
Wait, let me say the one that I don't want to say out loud. Let me say it to myself quickly. I see. Yeah.
You're not even going to whisper. You're not even going to whisper.
I see Nana in a very happy companionship.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't feel like that. Like, I hope it goes well. I mean, if the other one's business is doing well, sure. Like, yeah, cool.
Yeah. So if they're not doing well, then you can't.
No, because and this is not to say I love one. Like and this is not to say I love one because I'm already paying for half of the wedding.
You once said something when I think you saw this other BMW and then you said that's a car you would buy for your husband.
Oh yeah, no, i7.
So you, wow, yeah, that guy would be. If
yeah,
like
BMW.
Yeah,
i7. No, I'm correct. Yeah, it's i7.
Did you write it down?
I went and I sat and I prayed in it. I went to the actual dealership.
Hey, that guy would be very lucky.
Yeah, it's the BMW i7. Yeah.
It's giving Bentley vibes.
Yeah.
I mean, Rolls Royce. Is it Rolls Royce? Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolls Royce. Yeah. It's.
Yeah.
Wow.
It would be my gift to my husband. Yeah. And then my dress is about 150K.
Okay.
I know that.
Right.
His venue is 300K. I know that.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to pay for those.
Mm.
The venue and the dress.
Then you must just pay, no boy.
And catering, my guy. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Or I pay for the white and you pay for the
For the Kwesta one.
yeah, he must pay for the because it's unholdable.
Yeah.
The Xhosa khona umakhelwane.
Yeah.
Kamakhelwane. Kukhona abantu abavela
Khona labantu abazizalela nomakhelwane kwalapha ngoku
ufonini.
mamela kubiza umakhelwane.
Yes.
Umakhelwane uzobiza ifamily. Mama nintwana kanantsika apha iyatshata.
And next thing akubuza ndiyabuza inyama izindifani. Sexole inkomo yomibili ngokufanele izinto 7 kufanele njani cho.
Hayo bazise izisu zabo.
Ngixoxa 7 lobola leyo. Inkomo ni 7
Uthatha lezi mlotsholo wena ngazi.
Fonini njani eyam into kweyam hayi no shafuna that's what I'm like and weske kukhona nendwendwe zikabantu ba
Yeah.
okanye umntu ebedlule egqitha
Noma ugcwele
ugcwele kangaka abantu bangena enkoba x-ray man suka up is back up. Sorry, I said I was going to be a lady.
Yeah.
No, I'm a lady, guys. Come on. Sorry. I'm demanding the sense. I'm a lady. I look guys. I'm going to come down now, baby. Okay.
Guys.
No man, chonga. No, but also nakhona kukhona nezinto zokupheka and besides even inyama, utshwala ibhekile uqoma
Needs.
njani kodwa seyilona ngithi mina brother mina ngibhatale leyo belungu emhlophe umshado omhlophe
And then the rest
because at least leya safumana i-bouncers angenwa mntu nje.
Yeah. Nana, all of that has happened. You just have to put your body to it. Just experience and live the moment. That's all. Because the way you've said it, it's already there. Okay, that's what I not know but understand. Once because right? So you've already said it, you just have to be in it.
And also like for me, I truly believe that everything that I am is because of the God that I serve. I would not have met Kwesta if it wasn't for the God that I serve. I was actually saying it to that when before my dad passed away, I used to say growing up, Diddy, one day I'm going to have so much money that I'm going to take you to a Kwesta concert. That's what I used to say. I'd work hard, do all that, just so, even if it's in the back row, but just so that my dad can be in the crowd and bond over that. When he passed, I was like, but I was supposed to take you to a Kwesta concert. So I told myself after he passed, I'm going to go to a Kwesta concert with a hoodie and ask Kwesta to sign it.
Yeah.
And then when Kwesta came to me, I said, look at the God I serve. That's the God I serve. To be quite honest, if I were to finish and answer your question, everything that I've said I know is going to be done immeasurably more than I could ask or imagine because of the God I serve. So I know that I'm going to win awards beyond my control. I know that things will, no matter what I go through, they're working out for the good. No matter if 5 years it's not there, it's working out for the good. Like it's not there because it's not there yet. Not because it's not going to happen. And I'm confident that the one who started something great in me is going to finish it.
I think people need your energy. Whenever, guys, this is the episode where whenever you feel down or demotivated or whatever, this is the episode you should watch. People need your aura. They should be influenced with your aura. Just your livelihood and energy. Just you.
Thank you so much.
Bruh, I so wish you can keep it like that. A lot of people can learn.
I hope so. I think my greatest advice to anyone going through whatever they're going through is just know that for as long as that there's breath in your lungs, God's not done. he's not done, and he's not done. He's just begun. So that's my quickest advice.
Wow. Guys, I am Liteta Jwini. And I was with Unana Bulabula, a singer, an actress, my wife. My wife on Content Housewife Club. She was playing Usiziwe. A whole BA honors graduate in
And
theater.
soon to be master's graduate.
Yes. Yeah, guys, that was it with Usiziwe. Any last words? And your handles as well, please.
Oh, on Instagram, catch me on Instagram, I am at Nana Bulabula. On Facebook, I am my actual first name, which is Lise Kontemba Lemokuko Bulabula. But if you type in Nana Bula, it's out there. But my last words, my sign out. Anyway, it was your girl Nana B. This was really good chilling with you. From this heart to yours with love.
Guys, I really hope you all enjoyed this episode. It was all laugh and giggles all the way. All the way. I really hope you all enjoy this episode. Thank you. Yo, that was nice. Yo. Oh my god.
I'm glad.
Yo. Rest. Take off your clothes. I'll be waiting.
That was so much fun.